Hi my lovies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is weighing very heavy on my heart and this is a very serious type of video. Also, I'm going to be talking about a couple of things that might be triggers for you. I'm going to be talking about food and touching on kind of disorders of food per se. I'm not going to say eating disorders, but disorders of food. I'm not a professional when it comes to psychological. I only have a certain amount of training in that department. I would have done a lot of psychological things when it comes to eating disorders, especially in college. I'm really nervous making this video because it's actually so upsetting to me. First of all, I just want to start with the title of the video. I never use that word fat. I can't use that word fat because in training, especially when I was doing my degree in nutrition, we were explained that the word fat is not, number one, the correct grammatical word to describe a person. It's either overweight or obese. Fat is not a word that you use, nor is skinny, and they're not terminologies and phrases that are acceptable in practice of nutrition. Maybe in other countries they are, but definitely not in Ireland. I would never sit down to a client and say to them, you're very skinny or you're very fat. It's just really unprofessional. So I just want to clear that up. This is not my wording. So why am I using that in the title of a video, you may be wondering. So believe it or not, the reason why I'm using that title in the video is because an 8-year-old contacted me and asked me that very question. Why am I fat? Why am I fat at 8? First of all, I got so upset, and you would know if you're following me on Snapchat that I actually spent the morning on the way into work crying because, for starters, I got a message from an 8-year-old, and it's not the first message that I've gotten. I don't know how to respond to an 8-year-old online. Yes, I deal with 8-year-olds in the clinic. It's in a clinic setting. It's in a pharmacy. I'm talking to them with a parent present. I then got a message from an 11-year-old. I got one from 2 other 10-year-olds, and I got one from a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old worrying about their weight, asking the same question. Why am I fat? How do I lose weight? I'm in shock that why this question has even been asked. When I was in school, the question about my weight was never an issue. I later developed issues with food when I was a teenager, so I'm not going to ever talk about that on here. I just can't. It's too painful. I just can't really discuss that. But I had an awful lot of issues with food, and it's not cool, guys. It's not fun to be worrying about your weight. And like I said, sitting down in front of a patient in a clinic is very different to talking to somebody online. When I was discussing weight problems with teenagers when I was in college, we were discussing, you know, are they trying to lose weight because they are overweight, or are they trying to lose weight because they're underweight, and have they got an issue? If they're trying to lose weight because they're overweight, why are they overweight in the first place? And we have to kind of establish that. And if they're trying to lose weight and they're of a normal weight, what issues are coming up there? So does that make sense, guys? It's not a question of how do you lose weight, it's why do you want to lose weight more than anything else. I find it very difficult to react to young people on here asking me about weight loss. No problem speaking to an adult or anybody over the age of 18 about weight loss because it's fine, but I can't discuss it with a minor online without a parent present. It worries me as well because at 8 I was out on my bike. I was playing with Barbies. I was playing with Polly Pockets. I was worried about making dens. My biggest issue at 8 years of age was I going to get like a new bike for Christmas, or could I win the lava game with my sister without pushing her down off a couch? I was not concerned about my weight whatsoever. If you're of a young age, you're lucky. Your metabolism is so quick. You should have no problem with burning off any food that you eat, but just to make sure that you're eating healthy. I don't want anybody out there to be losing weight unnecessarily. I just want your health. I feel like if you have an issue with your weight, please discuss it with your parents, please. And say to your mum or your dad, if you feel like you're a little bit overweight, that you want to get healthy and that you want to learn how to eat properly. You can take my advice as well. I don't mind that. It's not correct for me to be giving advice to young people about losing weight when I do not know your circumstances. I worry about my subscribers because you guys are so important to me, no matter what age you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what language you speak. You're important to me because you're a subscriber, you're a follower, and you mean an awful lot to me. I talk to you all a lot on a daily basis. Like, I was talking to another young girl and she was mentioning that she was being bullied. She's not the first girl that I've talked to who's been bullied about her weight. I think it's very sad that people are still concerned over people's weight. Mind your own business. That's what I say. If they have any issues with their weight, they're going to discuss it with a parent, I would hope, or with a guardian or somebody who can understand them and talk to them on a level. That if they did need any advice, that they would go and attend a nutritionist like myself, or they would go and speak to a doctor doctor or GP or something. So it is none of your business to discuss or to be sneering or slagging or making fun of somebody. And if that is happening to you, that's bullying, and you need to tell somebody that that's happening to you. If you are overweight, definitely seek a bit of help if that's something that you're interested in getting for your weight loss, but do it in a healthy way. Never get advice from somebody who is not a professional in that area. Because if you're in school and one of your classmates mentions something about a diet, I hate that word, don't be listening to what they're saying. You know your own body, and you could take the wrong advice and you could end up not damaging your body, but you could end up doing something wrong to your body. I want to know or get to the root of why girls are worried about their weight. Like, why is this? Is it social media? Is it people like me discussing nutrition? Am I triggering things? Because if I am, I will stop making nutrition videos. That's how important my subscribers are to me. I do not want to be affecting them negatively in some sort of way, but I feel really upset. I feel like this is like a personal thing for me. You're so tender at the age of 8 and 10 and 15. You're like a sponge. You take in loads of information from what other people are saying. I know when I was 15, if somebody said something negative about me, it probably would stick with me for a very long time. I really, really, really want to stress that you should feel comfortable in your body, and you should feel confident in your body. You should feel happy in your body. Never feel like your body is like a hindering thing, or that you hate it, or there's something you don't like about it. It took me years to love my body. It really, 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 really did. And an awful lot of talking about my body and talking about things like food, etc. It's taken me years to kind of see the errors of my ways in my past and to focus on a positive outlook on my body in particular. Your body is the only body that you have, so don't disrespect it and don't abuse it, sort of thing. When you starve yourself, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that because that seems to be where some girls are worried about losing weight, and they think that starving themselves is the way to go. What actually happens is you tend to slow down your metabolism. If you slow down your metabolism, you're going to always have weight problems. If I could give advice to all you guys, it's to love yourself. It's not being narcissistic. If you don't love yourself, then not very many other people are going to love you because you don't believe in yourself. If you don't love yourself, you need to figure out how to love yourself. Because if you really have negative feelings about the way that you look or your body or something like that, you really need to talk to somebody about it. Please, please talk to somebody about it. At 8, 9, 10, 11, you should not be having concerns like this. Even into your early teens, you shouldn't be having problems like this. You should only be concerned about your weight if it is an issue. If it's not an issue, don't be concerned about it. Don't be thinking about it. Don't be thinking about other people's weight. Concern yourselves with more important things in life. Your weight is definitely not one of the most important things in life. Being healthy is much more important. You could be the thinnest person ever, but have high cholesterol, and you could have, God forbid, have a heart attack in the morning because you're eating the wrong types of foods. Eat lots of fruit and vegetables. Eat lean meats. Eat whole grain carbohydrates. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure you're not eating too much sugar or salt, and make sure that you have a happy, healthy lifestyle all around. I really just don't want my subscribers to be worried about their weight, because majority of the cases, I bet you guys have nothing to be afraid of at all. And if you are a little bit overweight, like I said, go and discuss it with the parent. If you're being bullied, mention that as well, because it is a kind of important thing to tell people. We all have different figures and bodies and shapes, and you need to know that. There is no one standard, even though society would have us think that there is a standard of size and weight that we should be. There is no standard of weight and size that you should be. I try and eat as best as I can. I don't focus on my weight at all, ever. I never think about my weight. It's like the least of my issues. I think about other people's weight, alright, especially when they're coming into the clinic to see me. Please don't concern yourself with things like that. You don't need to. I think you guys should be focusing more on maybe your school or your friends or your family or going out to play or things like that, and not to be worried about anything in general. You don't need to worry. Worrying is for adulthood, and even still I don't worry because life's too short. I love you guys so much. This video is so difficult for me to film because I don't know how to even word it properly, but all I wanted to say to you guys is just to love yourself and focus on things that you're good at as well. That's really important too. So for me, I always loved to play sports when I was a kid. Like I loved hockey and I loved basketball and I loved swimming. Focus on the things that make you you and unique, and don't be thinking about your weight. Please don't. I love you guys so much. I hope this video was somewhat helpful, and I hope that I wasn't being condescending, because I don't want it to come across like that. It's just I am worried about you guys because I do love you so much, and you are a huge part of my life. When I read messages like that and I just think, what would I say to my little sister? And sometimes I have to draw the line and I can't respond at all because it's out of my professional area, and I just feel like I'd be giving the wrong advice. I need to be talking to a parent. I love you guys so much. Please stay positive, stay happy, stay healthy, and love yourselves. I love ye all, and don't forget that. Mwah. Bye guys.